It's so insane that my upload game is so weak that I'm doing yet another life update vlog when my last video was a life update vlog. Okay, hi guys, welcome back. It's a new year. How exciting, how scary. Time is just in a rush to get somewhere. I don't know where. Guys, it's been a few months since the last time I posted a video. So much has happened since then. I did film a video around Thanksgiving time. I went to go watch Wicked. I gave you guys a little update on my knee. For a number of reasons I didn't post that video, so it's just lost in the abyss now. But in that video I did explain what the MRI told me about my knee. I'll just insert the clip that I took that day. My doctor read me the MRI results and they found 3 things in my knee. The first thing that she told me, this is not one of the 3 things, she was like, has your knee been getting swollen? And I was like, no, it actually has not swollen up in months. And she was like, oh, because the MRI like shows that your knee was actually swollen the day that you got the MRI done. And I was like, that's weird, I didn't feel it swollen at all, it felt normal. She was like, yeah, it was a little swollen in the inside. She said you probably couldn't tell from the outside, but it was swollen. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, I did not know. But the 3 things that they found, the first thing that they found was I believe it was my medial meniscus. There was a tear. So I had a tear in one of my muscles in my knee. So that was one thing that they found. Another thing was a strain on my ACL ligament. And then the third thing was they found they just said that my cartilage in my knee was like abnormal. The doctor did not know what that meant when she was reading the results. She was like, I've never really seen this before. She was like, the orthopedic surgeon should be able to tell you more in detail what this means and explain it to you better. So I guess I'll have to wait. And I think it was thickness. It was like, it's thick or something like that. Because I remember on the paper it said full thickness something something cartilage. And then she said that I might need surgery for that. So yeah, there's a number of things that are going on in my knee. The way this has been going on is so frustrating because I feel like so much time could have been saved if I would have done things differently. Let me explain. In October, I got my MRI done. Around the time that I scheduled my appointment for my MRI, which was like beginning of October, also tried to set up my appointment with my orthopedic surgeon. So I called the orthopedic and they were like, oh, you can't schedule it yet until you get your MRI done because, you know, how is he going to know what's wrong if you haven't done your MRI yet? I was like, oh yeah, that's so true. So I scheduled my MRI. I got my MRI. They had told me you're gonna have to wait until after you get your results and then you can schedule an appointment with him. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, we'll do that. So I scheduled my MRI, got it done. It took like a whole month to schedule an appointment with my doctor so that she can tell me the results. I could have seen my doctor a lot sooner. I just didn't want to miss work, and that is, I've come to regret because I have been putting work first. So I don't want to miss work to the point where I'm okay scheduling my appointments a whole month away when I could see my doctor next week, if that makes sense. So I regret that, and at this point I don't care if I don't get paid for the day. I would much rather just get seen sooner. Anyways, after I got my results read, I finally scheduled my appointment with the doctor, and guess what? The soonest appointment that the orthopedic surgeon had is in February. Keep in mind, this is October. And I have to wait till February? November, December, January, 4 months? I have to wait 4 months to see him. At that point, who knows what else could go wrong with my knee? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Let me not get ahead of myself. So I have been calling every single day. Okay, no, not every day. I've been calling a couple of times every single week to see if there's cancellation so they can move me up. Out of the maybe 10 times I've called already, I was only able to move it 1 week ahead. So now instead of late February, I have my appointment in mid-February. So I'm still gonna keep calling. It's been a little bit more difficult now with the holidays because they've been closed, but yeah, I'm gonna keep calling. I mean, it's already January, so it's like a month and a half away, but if I can see him sooner, I would prefer that, and I'm gonna try to do that. But yeah, that's what's been going on with my knee. As I drank my coffee, my hot coffee with a straw, just in an attempt to not stain my teeth. Okay, you can't really tell on camera, but sometimes there's days where they look more stained than others. So, you know how I said, oh my gosh, it's 4 months away. By that time, other things could go wrong in my knee, and if something happens, that's not going to show up on the MRI anymore, you know? But I was like, you know what, hopefully nothing happens. Guess what happened? Guess what happened? I got in a car accident. I got in a car accident, and let me explain. It was Friday, December 20th at 8:50 in the morning. Yes, I remember. This day will stay ingrained in my brain forever. So I was driving, and it gets so foggy here in California, well, the Central Valley, and especially in my area, we have like a river that goes in between like one of the towns, and it gets so foggy in that area. It's so dense, and there's some areas that are more dense than others, but always, like, from as far as I could remember, it's always gotten super foggy in the winter times around here, and it's so dangerous, you know? So I was driving, and I was slowing down because there was a truck in front of me that was slowing down because he was going to turn into his house that was on the left. And this was a big truck, like a semi truck, so you know they go really slow. So he had turned into his house, and keep in mind, the fog is super dense, right, in this area. So he turns into his house. He's already fully in there now, and I slowly start picking up my speed. I'm probably going like 15-20 miles per hour at this point. I look in my rearview mirror, and I see a semi truck tailgating me. And I'm like, wait, what? So like I glance up for like a second, and then I glance back down, and then it hits me. Oh my god, there's a freaking semi truck behind me. And before I could even think about anything, he had already rammed into me. He rear-ended me so hard to the point that I literally got off the road, and there was like a ditch on the side of the road. It was like well, not a ditch, because a ditch goes down. It was like a little small hill that I went on top of that was all grass, and I don't even know what the heck happened. It just, like, you know, I just got off the road, and I ended up stopping in some little in like the next road over, which was like an entrance to a packaging house. I'll insert some pictures of how my car ended up. She's a total loss. She's a total loss. And I also got a little cut on my head. It's gone already because, you know, it's been a couple weeks already, so it healed, but it did kind of leave a tiny bit of a scar. Here is how it looked the day of, though. It wasn't bad, and honestly, I'm just so thankful that nothing worse happened, because there was a lot of posts, and when he hit me, well, it was a girl actually, when she hit me, it was right, I was right in between two posts. I was right in between two posts. Imagine, like, my car was in the middle of those two posts. Imagine if I would have been closer to one of those posts. I would have just, she would have just ran me straight into the post. Oh my god, that was scary. I started crying. I literally started crying, and I was just in shock, and yeah, it was scary. I was actually on my way to a job interview that day, and then I called the person who scheduled my interview. I called like 3 times that day, never got an answer, and then she didn't respond for like a whole 2 weeks almost because of all the holidays that happened. She barely responded a couple days ago actually, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I'm barely responding now, but I did talk with like whatever department they talk to that does the interviews, and they were like, unfortunately we can't reschedule your interview. And I'm like, so that's just great. I missed my job interview too. You know, I was thinking, was that like the universe's, the god, was that like God's way of telling me this job is not for you? I don't know. I was thinking so many things that day. I was just like, what does it mean? Why did this happen? How could this have happened? And then I started blaming myself. I was like, maybe if I wasn't going so slow. I'm like, no, wait, it wasn't my fault. It was, I was not doing anything wrong. I was slowing down because the truck in front of me was slowing down. Like, that is fine, that's normal. The truck behind me was not driving for the conditions of that fog. We did like a whole crash report. I ended up calling the police. The CHP came and, you know, he was asking us questions, what happened, and I heard him ask her, how fast were you going? And she said 45. Going 45. And then he had asked, how thick was the fog? Like, how many feet do you say you guys had of visibility at the time? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't remember. But I was like, I told him, I was like, well, officer, from here to that fence you couldn't even see anymore. And he was like, so about 75 feet? And I'm like, I guess so. So it was like maybe like 75 to 100 feet. That's how I remember it being. And she had agreed with me, so it was thick. The fog was thick. And she was going 45 miles per hour, a semi truck going 45 miles per hour in a 55 when there's dense fog. Yeah. Oh, and the whole reason why I came into this conversation from my knee was because I hit myself right below my knee. It wasn't like super, it wasn't like right below my knee, but it was like pretty close to my knee. I'll insert some pictures here. So I really hope that blow didn't do anything to my knee, didn't make anything worse. Hopefully not. I'll have to tell the orthopedic that day, or maybe I should tell my doctor so they can order me another MRI. I wonder if I can do that. But you know what, it's not just the bad things that have happened these past couple of months. I went to a sweat tour, which was so exciting. I'm gonna insert some pictures and some videos. Really enjoyed that. We went to the LA show, which was like mid-October, I think. Yeah, it was really fun. I literally flipped a coin because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go or not, just because of how expensive the tickets were. But I ended up going and I don't regret it. It was so much fun. Okay, but yeah, that's just like a tiny little update of my life these past couple of months. I'm gonna share one of my 2025 resolutions. So this year I really want to go out in nature more. Last year I feel like I was craving it to the point where I would just think about nature and I would get so emotional, because I feel like I need to do that. Like, I need to just be in the tranquility of it all. I literally live near the sequoias. How do I not take advantage of that? How do I not take advantage of that more? I've only gone like maybe 3 times in my whole life. My body, my mind has been craving it. All right, well, that's it. I'm gonna close off the video here. So in 2024 I read 20 books. I would love to do like a video talking about all of the books that I read and what I rated them, but you guys would have to let me know if you guys are even interested in that. I'm gonna close it there. I'm wishing you guys a wonderful 2025, and hopefully mostly good things happen. We cannot stop the bad things from happening, but hopefully there's more good than bad. All right, bye guys. Using it, but I had to stop because it was drying out my skin. Oh my god, this lady just hit my damn car with her damn door. Let me go check to make sure that she didn't leave a dent. It looks fine. Alright. Okay. I was gonna say, because if she left a dent, I need to go catch her while I still can. The theater's also really full right now. It's probably because everyone's here to watch Wicked also. Me literally just assuming that everyone is here to watch the same thing I'm here to watch. Anyways, yeah, it's... Oh my gosh, she's definitely gonna watch Wicked. I really hope I don't get her face, but look how cute. I didn't realize until I came back into the car. Oh my god, why do things always happen? This dude just hit my damn mirror. At least he looked regretful about it.